But we're here and did it. It is a Monday morning, Daniel.
Oh, Canada.
We got our coffee.
Got my red shirt on.
We're recording in a timely manner.
For the bloodbath that was
There was
UFC 297. 0-7 male Canadian fighters.
One of them female fighters,
0-7. Yeah, I know. Jasmine and was it Robertson, right?
Oh, show your casual.
No, Jillian Robertson.
Yes.
Pink hair. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The only two Canadian fighters to win. Sorry, it's early.
I love Dana using them at his press conference at the end, being like, "We had two lesbian women talk to Sean Strickland."
No, he was using the Raquel Pennington
fight. Yeah.
Who I don't even know is a lesbian. She might be.
She might be. Is that open? Did Dana accidentally out someone in a press conference?
It'd be really funny.
Shouts out to you, Dana. We love you. Hopefully one day you'll be sitting on that couch.
It's all about free speech, baby.
Exactly.
Unless it's, Islam cutting a promo for Palestine.
And he's just like, no.
It's like, yeah, get that off the YouTube.
Yeah. Right now.
It is what it is, though.
It is.
It was a long week. It was not a great card.
No.
Good fight, though, between Sean and DDP.
It capped off well. It capped off really well. That was a war.
Wasn't necessarily what they hyped it up to be.
No, and I want to start this off by saying...
But a good technical, back and forth.
Sean didn't fight like a champion.
You don't think so?
No. That's my Stephen A. Smith take right now, is Sean didn't fight.
He did fight like a champion.
Now,
champion is just kind of conservative. You do enough to get it done. Typically...
Go tell that to Mike Tyson.
Typically, the challenger... Well, this is UFC, man. I'm talking Izzy. I'm talking even Anderson Silva at some points.
Anderson would play with guys.
Yeah. I mean, Sean was he had that 1-2 going. He was dicing up DDP with that jab.
So first round, it looked like no one was really landing clean, right? Sean was able to get inside because Duplessis had that weird handstand, or had his hands up kind of weird, and he was able to slip right inside it a little bit, and that jab was seeming the only thing that could hit, and it could only hit that eye.
Just peppering that eye.
Yeah, that's the only. It was like
look at his face.
It was literally Luke Skywalker going through the Death Star, having to shoot that Womp Rat at 2 meters. There's one little spot. He's like right in there. But he was on the back foot the whole time. And the big difference between this fight and the Izzy fight is he controlled where Izzy went.
Yeah. But they both march forward typically. So DDP's always
DDP's always coming forward. But I don't think Sean did enough damage in the counter striking, if that makes sense at all.
I think he did, the pace. But it was just so calculated and so precise that it didn't come off like it was big. So anytime DDP threw, he threw hard.
He threw multiple combinations.
It didn't necessarily land because he's so weird and awkward.
Lots of spinning back fists that missed. Lots of kicks and knees that missed.
Of kicks that were checked. Sean checked everything.
That cross check on one was beautiful that Sean came up with. And I was just like, and then when I saw the scorecard come up from that, they had 7 connected leg kicks for Duplessis. And I was like,
it's like, no, they got checked.
Yeah.
It's just like all 6 of his 6 takedowns, right, during the fight, kept him down for 2 total minutes.
Yeah,
in a 25-minute fight. He did nothing.
Not a lot of time, and most of that control time was up against the cage. Mm-hmm. So not really much was happening. Duplessis had his hands locked the whole time. They're both they're catching their breath, waiting for the other person to make the first move to try to counter. As soon as Duplessis breaks his hand, Sean can scoot up against the cage more and get his hips away. Duplessis wants Sean to try to do something so he can slide his hips out from underneath him.
And Dreykus, I told you this yesterday when we were talking in the text. He's like a wrestler playing basketball.
So awkward.
Where he's just chaotic and reckless.
He has almost the stanky leg as that back leg going. It bends in almost like a little tink. You know what I'm talking about?
He's going up for boards. He has no regard for anybody around him. He doesn't typically play pickup. He's doing it for the cardio.
No, but he drains one ugly almost 3, and he thinks he's won the world. He thinks
he's the guy that plays defense full court. It's like, man, it's a pickup game. What are we doing?
He's just pressing you from the inbound?
Yeah. It's just like, man, I can't. I don't even have the ball. Leave me alone.
Hold on. Is what I said correct? Because I know nothing about basketball.
You were this wrestler.
Yes.
You've played basketball as a D1 wrestler, and you were the annoying motherfucker that we didn't want to play with.
I'm cutting weight. I'm in full sweats playing pickup basketball at the rec.
It's not great.
What a time to be alive.
I know, but I mean, shouts to DDP. I scored it. I thought Sean won 1, 3, and 5. But I don't really have an issue. It was so close that...
So as a true casual, it was a little late. I was a little sauced, so I may have been nodding in and out during the Sean fight.
Yeah.
I went back and rewatched it twice, which is what brought me to my comment of saying Sean didn't fight like a champion. I think Sean did enough technically to win the fight. Dricus was bigger, throwing a lot more wildly. The fourth round, like, Dricus really took control. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
DDP
think it
won
was a
4.
10-8 round, but if there was a 10-8 round in the fight, it was that
It was
one.
the most clear round.
It was the most clear round.
Of who won that
Yes.
exact round, yeah.
His takedowns towards the end of the round, about with a 1 minute left in rounds 1 and round 2,
Although Sean came back
Sean
really
came back
strong
right
in
up.
5, yeah.
obviously dominated 5. Like, was it a flying knee at the end? Sean kind of tried to throw at the buzzer. He just lunged into him with a little butterfly knee.
He did the Izzy thing where he just started like screaming with like 10 seconds left.
I mean, you have to. You have to. Yeah,
You gotta
you're
get
full
him hyped.
Braveheart.
But typically the challenger has to take it, right? That's kind of been the narrative that
So when
you need to
DD
be decisive. Usually a splitty city, it's never the challenger that walks away with the title.
And that's why I say this. We don't feel like Sean was the champion. He walked out there. It didn't feel like the champ is here. Like, you have to come take it from it. It felt like two guys were going up for an open belt.
I think
That's how the fight felt to me.
a little bit, yeah, because it just seemed like two guys that had their best performance the fight before, and beforehand we weren't really taking them seriously.
Neither one of them.
Like Sean, we're like, oh hey man, you're gonna like headline the Apex. There's gonna be no crowd. You'll fight in a week's notice.
Hard
You're a
journeyman.
company guy.
Yeah.
DDP, you're like, all right, you're kind of a meme fighter. Like, you're hilarious to watch because you're so unorthodox, you're so reckless, and you have a bunch of finishes, but you gas yourself out. Then he got a nose job. Then he took out Whitaker, like, really easily. And then, yeah, he shows up, shows he has a gas tank, shows he can go 5 rounds, wins the title. I think it's a great performance for both. Neither should walk away, like, defeated. If anything, Strickland's maybe a top 5 superstar in the UFC right now, just from this last year.
Okay, let's talk about that. Like, what's next for Sean? We'll go with next. Well, obviously DDP. There's a lot of narrative there, but like, what's next for Sean? Does he call for an immediate rematch?
I don't think so. I think so. We're gonna find out within the next week. We talked about this in the preview show. UFC 300, which has recently added, obviously, since our last recording, Max.
Yep.
And Gaethje.
We can talk about
for
that.
the BMF title. Yep. That's not going to headline. That'll be the co-main event. They still need a headliner. And I think you just slide in DDP, Izzy, for the belt. Because they're already calling for it.
Yep. So,
and it's going to be Ken.
We're getting ahead
Ken
of ourselves.
Dricus.
Back to Sean.
Right. But Ken Dricus turn around by April. And I think he can. I think it's more just like
his face is pretty beat up.
Yeah. No, he'll be fine.
Okay. Just a lot of contusions.
I don't think he took anything. Like, he's not going to require surgery or anything.
Okay, I can see that. No, like, arthroscopic surgery or anything. No.
No. But for Sean, who knows, man? He could fight next week. He might just be like, fuck it, I don't care. Not having the belt is actually a relief for him.
Yeah, but who does he fight? Like, how do we get Sean Strickland back on track to be championing in? Because fighting these up-and-comers at 185 is not what you want to be doing right now.
It was such a close fight. I think he could literally just turn around and fight the winner of Izzy DDP without even like a fight between. Especially if Izzy wins the belt, then you could just do that.
I don't think you put Hamzat on ice for that long.
Dude, Hamzat, he's sick, and who knows if he can even fight in this country. Like, I think he can only fight in Dubai right now, or like overseas. He has visa issues because he's like the company he keeps with the Russian military.
No, it's he's the redheaded bearded guy who starts bringing everyone over for his kids' birthday parties.
Who?
Yeah, it's a warlord. It's not Russian though.
No,
it's
he is Russian.
No,
he's
former
Chechen.
Soviet.
He's
Chechen. That's what it is.
That's part of the Russian military.
No, they're their own. They're their own country.
Yeah, but with Ukraine, right? They're like sending the Chechens. It's like sending the orcs. Like, that's how they talked about the Chechens, and they're not that good. The Chechen warlords and Chechen generals were dying like within days.
I don't think they have the technology, Dan.
But either way, I think Hamzat's on like a list for this country, and he has a very hard time getting into the U.S.
Well, he screams, "I killed them all."
Yeah.
Almost every press conference. Dana, bring me them. Bring me Batis.
And he was talking about going to Gaza and just like strap me up.
First of all, can we get our UFC fighters off social media, please? Dana, can we you've outsourced food, you've outsourced training, you've outsourced medical care.
No, I'm fine.
Can we outsource social media management?
Say whatever you want, man. I'm all for, open, like you said, say whatever the fuck you want, unless it goes against the company and fighter pay.
Yeah, because free speech was brought up 7 times in that press conference as well.
I know.
Yeah. I love how that gets the headlines.
It was annoying, though, with some of the local Toronto Canadian
because
reporters.
Canadians suck. We all know this. Why did we expect Canadians not to suck?
I think it was,
we have made fun of Canadians for our entire lives.
Alexander K. Lee or whatever from MMA Fighting brought up a Sean tweet from 2018, and he's just like, I'm an ally for the community. It's like, dude, whatever, I guess. Sean just says reckless shit. He's your friend that just says wild and crazy shit that he doesn't even necessarily believe. You just gotta figure out what Sean is.
Sean is the kid in elementary school who would punch himself in the head for $5.
Yeah. He would he would eat a cow turd just to make his friends laugh.
Yeah, he ate worms at lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Sean Strickland.
And, considering his youth and everything he went through, kind of well-adjusted.
Yeah.
From, between his dad stuff, his grandfather raising him to be a neo-Nazi.
Yeah. Give the man a break.
What is funny, and I think this would be kind of a good troll for Sean's next fight. Give him Chris Curtis. Give him his best friend.
One, amazing performance by Chris Curtis.
Not amazing, but he won.
He won. Chris Curtis needs more, but we'll get to that in a minute. Back to Sean. We haven't even given a name yet. Who does Sean fight?
I just said Chris Curtis. Do it. Friend fight. And then Dana can point to this and be like, hey, Aljo, Marab, look, they can do it. They're best friends. And Chris Curtis, in his interview, his post-fight interview, was like, yeah, I'll fight Sean because I fight him every day. I'd rather get paid for it.
Chris needs another win.
Yeah.
If Chris would beat Paula Costa or somebody, I think that would rocket him into a Sean fight. But
it's just, I think Sean can just do whatever he wants. I think he has passed titles. He
had 0 title defenses. He was the start of his reign as champion.
It doesn't matter. He's popular now. He's a prize fighter at this point. Even though before his championship run, he was kind of the decision. I mean, he still is a decision machine. Wasn't necessarily always the most entertaining. You could run it back with Cannonier, I guess. Cannonier beat him.
Yeah. I don't hate that.
And that was a pretty close fight in Apex.
That's also something for Cannonier to get his career back on track a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Jared would probably be super annoyed that he'd have to fight Sean again.
Yeah, but Jared knows if he beats Sean, he gets a title shot.
Now, yeah.
Right. Man. Sean did a full Jorge.
Sean could fight Hamzat. Fuck it.
No. What? We're trying to get Sean back into the title. I think Hamzat runs through him.
He could. But Sean could also just do what Usman did, survive, and then it could be a 5-round fight. Sean wins that. I think Sean beats Hamzat in a 5-round fight.
We just saw DDP take him down 6 times.
It doesn't matter. He kept getting up.
Yeah. That's because there's not a giant, scary Chechen man asphyxiating you.
I think DDP, we undervalue how strong DDP is. Sure, he doesn't have the most technically sound takedown offense, but he's strong. Sometimes strength just beats fucking technique, man.
Shout out to Bradley Martin.
Yeah. Shouts to our dude.
He's
260, bruh.
Oh. I'm just saying, Sean has to get his career back on track.
And Sean's a black belt.
Carrying on. Sean, I want him to stay at the top and drink from the cup for a little bit. We know what's coming down the barrel in this weight class.
He doesn't care though, because he just wants to fight.
I understand that.
He's so comfortable fighting in front of no one at the Apex.
But we want to get our man paid. We want to see Sean retire a happy life.
Him and Chris just going back and forth talking about the card before he fought on their podcast. He's going through the rest of the fights. He's like, shit, I'm not going to make any money on this. He was just trashing the rest of the card.
It's just like, oh, no one gonna watch this.
He's like, oh shit. Raquel Pennington's the co-main.
How much total time in the clinch?
Dude. I'll be real with you. I could not pay attention to that fight. It was better than I thought it would be.
Agreed.
If that says anything.
It's better than just like laying in full mount or side control.
MBS was pretty gassed early. But yeah, Raquel. What do you do here? I guess Juliana Pena fights her. Once Nunez retired, this division should have just got scrapped. I guess, you know what? You should move up to 135 and would just dominate everybody. And she doesn't have to deal with Alexa Grasso anymore. Valentina.
Yeah.
Just have Valentina. Stop messing with Grasso. You maybe met your match there, but just go up to 135 and you can fight for like another 5 or 6 years.
How much younger is Grasso?
Did Grasso's in? I couldn't tell you her age, but
I don't think
if
she's
I was
in
to
her 30s
guess, Grasso's maybe like 28.
Yeah, and
I can look it up.
Valentina's.
There's no possible way we could look this up.
Okay, over under. I'm guessing Grasso is 27. Will girls start fighting later?
She's 30.
Damn, and Valentina's 34.
Valentina, I don't even think Valentina's that old. But I could be wrong. I have no concept of. I think Valentina's 35. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Valentina is like at that point where.
Yeah, but
athleticism.
You move up to 135. Valentina could fucking dump these.
Yeah, I think
she could dump
a couple more years in her. Yeah. We didn't even talk about how 45 is just gone.
Yeah.
It's no longer a division.
Well, I don't know. Are you going to just you'd have to sign
Kayla.
You'd have to sign Kayla or Cyborg or something again.
Cyborg's retired, right?
I don't think so. I think Cyborg's technically under the PFL Bellator banner.
Really?
Yeah. She might be retired. I have no idea.
Because she's got to be like 42.
But yeah, I mean, if the UFC signs Kayla Harrison, immediately 145's back. Like, solely so she could hold the title.
Exactly. They talked about that as the rumored super fight for 300.
Who? Just Kayla and who?
Amanda. Bringing Amanda back. Because remember how Dana announced that like somebody was coming back?
Yeah.
That was one of the rumors.
I don't see Amanda unretiring at this point. She has like nothing to prove.
No, she's doing her mom thing. Mm-hmm. She's got a gym, I think.
So, talk about the Sean fight. We don't really have to talk about the co-main.
No, let's go to DDP next. So we talked about what Sean does next, which we still have nothing.
I told you, DDP is going to headline UFC 300 with Izzy.
I don't hate it.
It's going to happen.
I don't hate it.
It's much better than the other option. Leon fucking defending against Bilal.
That's a real fight, though.
Sure, it's not a headliner for 300. It's just not.
I heard they move up Connor Chandler.
But why would you, as an organization, ruin your like 2 paydays, right? Like UFC 300, everyone's going to pay for it because it's UFC 300. It doesn't matter. And a Connor fight, people are just going to pay for it because it's Connor.
So if US 300 is a flop, an embarrassment, it's pretty bad in the company. Dana
won't be.
If anything, a fuckboy. Likes to stunt, likes to gamble. You know, roll the dice for the big show.
Sure, but he would kill his own revenue and his own stream by having Connor on that card. Because you're going to have similar numbers for a Connor card regardless.
Fair. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I just think that's 2 major paydays that they're cashing on. They're like 300, boom, that's money in the bank. Connor, of course.
I'm just saying that was the rumor from this show's...
Almost 2 million pay-per-views against Chandler, probably.
That was the rumor from this show's favorite journalist. They were going to move Connor Chandler up.
Chael? Dude, no. Chael's just saying things.
That's our uncle.
Who's our favorite journalist?
We don't, Mr. Hawana.
Oh, I hate Ariel.
Exactly. We both hate it.
He's such a little weasel.
Yeah, I know. He's the worst.
He sucks. But
moment of silence for how much he sucks.
There's a lot of people in this space that suck.
Yeah.
Including us. We suck. We're sorry.
We're real bad. We're terrible.
Yeah. We try, though.
Exactly.
We try to know what we're talking about maybe sometimes.
Maybe. But Sean wins that fight if he doesn't get taken down, right?
No. I think optically It just looked like DDP was throwing harder. And Canadian judges were like, ooh, big man throw strong.
Should we have known something was up when one of the judges had Chris Curtis losing that fight? When the other two scored at 30-27?
A lot of weird scorecards. Also, fucking Charles Jourdain thought he won the fight.
Yeah.
They announced that he won the fight, and then DC had to break the news. No, dude, actually, our bad. But very clearly, he should have known that Woodson beat him.
It's happened in bigger fights.
Yeah.
Announcing the wrong thing.
And if something goes to the scorecards in Canada and there's a Canadian fighter involved, I would have expected some, chicanery.
Yeah, something.
Some fuckery.
Yeah. Just like in Houston.
But no, they went 0-7. Male Canadian fighters.
It's really
At least Jasmine held it down, though. She beat that ass.
It's really been one Canadian fighter ever.
It's GSP.
Yeah.
We were trying to make... Let's get to it.
There's not even a close second.
We were trying to make Mike Malott a thing.
No.
Dude got gassed and lost to Neil Magny. I know. Neil Magny is he's the gatekeeper,
no,
right?
Let's talk about our text conversation during this, because we're not together watching this fight like we normally are. We're texting each other. Go ahead and tell the people what I was saying during those first 2 rounds.
What were you saying that?
Neil Magny's not good, never has been good, is terrible, is completely washed. How is
Mike for like 14 minutes was washing him and then just gassed himself out, and Neil just pursued on, got that finish somehow.
Slim Reaper. And we were watching it, and I'm texting like, oh no, it's over. This is it. And he's letting the ref is letting it go for a while because he's not defending himself for a minute. He's just called up. He's in the clinch. On his side, and Neil's just wailing on him, and I'm like, dude, you got to do something. You got to roll. You got to move your hands. You can't just lay there. And I'm like, no. And then it happens, and then I insert this nice UGG into my mouth and eat a bunch of crow.
No, it's just Mike Malott's not a serious person. That's what we found out. He can be a top 30 guy. He's not going to be a top 15 guy.
As a casual fan, should we know anyone in the top 30?
Probably.
Really?
Probably. Yeah.
As the couch lords that we are?
I think we undersell ourselves.
Dan, you're really blowing this whole casual thing I got going here. And if the people find out you actually like this sport...
No, you always fall back on casual stuff if you get called out for being wrong.
I'm always wrong.
But then when you're right, or if you know things that a casual wouldn't be expected to know, you kind of just...
Like the rumor of Tom Aspinall Fedor at UFC 300.
Is that another chill thing? It's not a thing. Fedor never fought.
We've had Habib coming back.
Fedor never fought in the UFC.
Fedor versus Tom Aspinall coming out for his UFC debut after his retirement fight getting smoked by Bader.
By fucking Ryan Bader. Like within seconds. Like it was... He's old as hell. He's almost 50 years old.
I think ChatGPT is writing Shale's scripts at this point.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to see what he can get away with.
Yeah, what the YouTube algorithm will let him push. Stop watching his content, guys, and watch.
Talk to you. Talk to yourself. Look in the mirror. You're the one that can not stop ingesting Shale Sonnen content.
He's got a great set.
Do you think he shoots it himself?
No, he's got a producer. I always hear yelling at him.
That'd be sick if he was just like doing his own thing, setting all the cameras up.
He does do a lot of little selfie with the camera. He's in the car driving. He wants to make you feel like he's just like you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I too could beat up 12 people at a Vegas casino.
I'm gonna try this weekend at SHOT Show.
You should.
Yeah.
People will fuck around. They'll find out.
Flying out tomorrow night. Gonna link up with our boy Mickey Gall while I'm out there.
Do it.
See how he's doing.
Maybe get a show on.
Maybe we're trying to get a little first guest for the full casual. Mickey Gall.
Replace me.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, we'll Skype you in.
Skype. Is that a thing still?
Maybe FaceTime, Zoom,
maybe
Zoom.
I'll just tell Mickey what's up.
Yeah, I will. They got a new studio now, so Gerard can smoke inside.
That's the only reason they got a new studio, so Gerard could smoke.
Yeah, he's on his cigars now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Mickey's still talking about going up to 185 as well. A little inside knowledge.
Is he fighting in Atlantic City or no?
Can't disclose.
Okay. Be good for Mickey, I think, if he could fight kind of his hometown. Not his hometown, but like his home area.
Exactly. There's something about that like northeastern air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It revitalizes you.
Nothing like revitalizing Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Nothing.
Just a total ghost town. I can remember when they had Chuck Liddell be the ref for the Aaron Carter, R.I.P. Lamar Odom fight. Cheers to our boy Aaron.
Yeah, we got a little. What do we got?
Pour one out.
A little mezcal right here. Pour some out for.
Are you one of the last people to talk to Aaron Carter?
I am.
Damn, that's sad.
An extraordinary life that man lived.
He did.
Extraordinary life.
How much of it was true, we don't know.
No one.
We don't know.
No, I mean almost as much. Who has told more lies, Chael Sonnen or Aaron Carter?
Well, Aaron Carter beat Shaquille O'Neal in a game of 1-on-1.
That's true. He dribbled through his legs. I heard.
He beat Shaq.
Yeah,
he wrote a song about it.
I think if someone tried to do that, Shaq's dick would just hit you in the forehead and knock you over.
You got to make a business decision. If he's going to dunk on you, get out of the way.
So Shaq's DJing at a festival recently at Lost Lands.
DJ Diesel.
Yeah, and he fucks up really bad. Like it weirdly auto goes out, like hits the one of the CJs. So he stops the track and goes, "Sorry guys, I hit it with my dick," and then just plays the song over again.
Nice.
And I was like, "Way to salvage that. Good job, guy."
He's a giant man. I'd imagine he has a giant hog.
I heard not as big as you would think.
He's a massive man. It's
But
got to be proportional.
I heard not.
He's got a tiny dick for a 7-foot man.
Which is still like a massive
Still
dick.
like an 8-inch dick.
Right. But in comparison, you're like, huh.
It's really, it doesn't look that big.
Right.
Oh, whatever. You don't want that big of a hog, though.
It becomes hard at that point.
Yeah, if he was just walking around with like a 14-inch dick.
So I've had some friends, not that big, but close, and they're like, yeah, like sometimes it is annoying.
Like, how do you pack it?
You know, like tuck it around.
Do you have to like roll it up?
No, because that restricts blood flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you got to find the crevice in the thigh.
Briefs or do you go boxers?
I think you have to go briefs.
Just to hold it.
Right.
Right. Otherwise, it'll just dangle down.
Or, not a sponsor, sheath.
You don't have to, pimp out stuff that isn't going to advertise with us. That's fine. I mean, the door's open, Sheath, but, we're trying to build from the ground up here. We're a small-time shop here in Giorgio's spare bedroom.
Why are you hating? Why are you hating
It's
on the
great.
Hide Your Mom studio?
It's a great studio. I wish I thought of this before.
Yeah.
Like, the great Uncle Laser records here.
Yeah. And the jacked Mike Catherwood.
I'm sitting in a seat that I believe Nicky Rod sat in.
No, he sat over there.
Oh, well.
I love that.
I'm adjacent to a seat that Nicky Rod sat in.
He comes in and just takes his shirt off immediately.
Respect that.
Right. It's like, oh, I'm here for the pod.
Once I get back in shape, I will pop top.
Well, then we start slinging the supplements.
Yeah. Once we get on the TRT and we do the whole Craig Jones thing.
Speaking of which,
Evertitan or whatever.
Conspiracy theory time. Who's on the gas right now?
Everyone. You sought us out, baby. Time to gas up. Sean looked good.
He did.
Sean could get there naturally, but maybe a little.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Sean in that kind of shape.
See those shoulder caps fill out a little bit more too.
Yeah, maybe Sean.
Yeah,
maybe DDP. Maybe all of them.
Maybe everybody.
Yeah,
everybody's on the gas.
Another fight I wanted to talk about that Arnold Allen kind of lost his momentum after I think Goddard stopped the fight.
Hold on. Second time in 2 episodes, taking this foot, putting it in said mouth. Really, we have another need to a downed opponent again. It is on the main card. It is could have been decisive.
Thought they were legal.
So let's talk about this.
I guess it's not legal in Canada or some shit. I don't know.
No, so you're not allowed to put. So the knees were illegal. So it was, and that's why the ref stopped the fight. He did not deduct a point because the opponent was attempting to put his hands down to ground himself. Arnold Allen had a front headlock in. I don't know if the arm was strapped or not, but he's jacking him up and lifting him up to keep his. Well, the one put pressure on his spine and run him up to the cage. You can also tap somebody there and get a nice little neck crank. But he's running him up, trying to run him up to the cage to keep his hands off the mat so he can get those knees in. When his opponent's reaching his hands down to try to ground himself, that's illegal. They stop the fight. The ref doesn't deduct a point. He says it's an accident. Mark Goddard was the ref on that, correct?
Yeah.
Shout out to Mark Goddard for a pretty good way of handling that. What comes on to me is if those knees do damage, Like, are you getting in like illegal damage there, or is that just, how do I rephrase this? As the man in the front headlock, do you drop to your knees? Do you get down faster to down yourself? Do you dive in on a shot? Like,
it's a little gamesmanship, I guess.
Yeah. Like, and that's what they're trying to avoid, right? The gamesmanship of being able to put your hand down.
Like, hey, look, I'm down. You can't knee me.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough situation because I don't. Maybe it's just kind of like how the Supreme Court sees pornography. You can't like define it, but when you see it, you know.
Right. I get that. So
it should be, but I don't know how much trust we want to put in the refs. Like, Goddard is typically okay. Herb's fine, but he's hokey pokey Herb. He kind of like goes in and out.
Well, it's like the ref has so much power there because they can disqualify a fighter, they can deduct a point. But the bigger concern is the damage, right? Because we want to see who can win this fight. And if someone's like injuring or causing a lot of damage from an illegal move, how do we weigh that?
But also, is it illegal? Mavzar is just kind of like casually putting his hand down here just so he can not get kneed.
True. I would have liked to see him attack the hands there a little bit more. How do you pronounce it again? Mavzar. He looked great during this fight, honestly. Controlled it.
Still undefeated, I believe.
Yep, still undefeated. Some easy takedowns. He really had Arnold Allen just on skates. Like, Arnold Allen couldn't get his game plan going at all. In the third, yes. Arnold came back hard in the third, and I was really impressed with Arnold. And
Dana was kind of trashing it in his press conference, but he was saying like it kind of sucked the air out of the arena. But if anything, I thought the Chris Curtis fight was that.
Yeah.
Okay. Arnold Allen Mavzar fight was fine. Yeah. The whole card as a whole, I
think anytime you stop a fight, though,
I'd be kind of pissed if I paid $80 for this.
Well, we did, Dan. We
did. We went out.
Paid our hard-earned $80.
We went to a bar that had it.
We already said we weren't together.
Yeah, I went to a bar. You went to a bar.
Two different bars
Two different bars.
Man,
we definitely didn't legally stream it. No.
No, of course not. Definitely. No.
Definitely not a crack stream or a buff stream.
Yeah, definitely not check the comments for free streams.
Dude, if you can't find a fucking stream at this point, that's on you. I'm not going to just like figure it out. Figure out the internet, my guy.
Why are you hating on our fans, Dan?
It's not.
Some of our fans could have trouble finding illegal streams.
It's just people that are always like, "Hey man, where can you get the stream?" Or are you 80? Like, figure it out.
They're hard, man. There's a lot of pop-ups, and you think
you're
clicking a button, and
you're thinking,
well, one, you can never actually click the play button.
You're gonna get a virus. You have to accept it.
So realistically, that card is costing you $1,000 because your computer has AIDS afterwards.
No, I was told MacBooks can't get viruses.
That's a relatively fair statement.
that was the boondoggle I was told.
Well, when we were younger and not everyone had Macs, there was just like no point in making
a viruses.
Yeah.
Okay. You have any other takeaways from this card?
Neil Magny,
Yeah, who was your MVP, I guess, other than DDP?
Oh, God. I liked Arnold Allen, man. I think I saw
he lost.
I know, but I think I saw a lot in Arnold Allen. No. Damn, no one really stood out to me as like a superstar in this card at all.
I mean, Jasmine looked great on the prelims.
Just
granted, not the best competition.
No.
I forget the fucking chick's name, Zombie Girl. I forget her real name, but she can get her ass beat for a long time.
So let's talk about this. ADCC does it right. 2 female weight classes. There's too many girl weight classes for us to pay attention. Above a weight, below a weight. Let's go with that.
I think 115, 125. They're both loaded.
We'll go.
The higher weight classes you get with women, it's just the competition.
125 and above
is not there.
125 and below.
No, because 115 is too stacked. It's a good division. 115 is maybe better than 125.
Right, so you're just bringing in all the tough stuff from 125, the girls who can make it. The girls who can't really make it hard will go up.
I don't think that there should be a class above 125, is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you want 2 classes, 115 and 125 is fine.
What about the girls who can't make 25?
And then super heavyweight females. Give me the 200 plus female class.
What does Gabby Garcia weigh right now?
Who knows?
It's a deep cut for some of you.
It's too deep for a casual.
that's super deep right now. Oh, man. What else going on in MMA?
Gabby Garcia would beat your ass, though.
No. I stand to this the same way I stood with the Amanda Nunes fight. I think I'm beating both of them. Back to back.
I think she's got weight on you.
I think she does too, but I'm faster than her.
I don't know if
she's top heavy. She's got like big lats.
Yeah.
She's got bigger back than me, for sure.
So moving forward, we got the next pay-per-view card is in a month, less than a month.
Mm-hmm.
Volk, Taporia. That's going to be sick.
It is.
Then obviously March we got 299. 299 might be more stacked than 300.
It is right now. 299 is a better card until you put Connor Chandler at the top of it.
Connor Chandler is going to be on like 302.
Until you have Tom Aspinall Fedor.
Dude, throw Tom on 300. I don't care who he fights though, because obviously he's got to wait for John, and he's going to have to defend his stupid interim title.
That's why he fights Fedor.
I'm telling you, give him like Derek Lewis. Who cares?
I'd watch that fight.
Yeah,
but that would be like third on the main card.
Like it doesn't. Who fuck meritocracy when it comes to this? It's a fake title. It's a wait and see if John will ever fight again title.
He's coming back
to fight Stipe, and then he retires.
Then
Tom will be like, shit, I've been trying to fight. He's going to do what Chandler did and be like, I tried to fight John for a year and he didn't do it.
Well, Chandler sat like 2 years.
Dude, really. Chandler wasted an entire fucking year chasing Connor, and the funniest thing that could happen is if Connor just gets another opponent.
No, I think Connor's going to knock out Chandler, and this is exactly what Chandler needs.
But how, like, for the laughs, how funny would it be if Connor just was like, you've been chasing me for a year and a half, 2 years. We're not fighting.
I mean, that'd be the most Connor thing ever.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd kind of like it because then, like, Chandler would lose so much money.
Chandler would lose. He lost so much money. He lost so much time.
No, but the one red panty night pays for everything. That makes your career. When you fight Connor, I think you make more during that fight than usually you'll make.
Right, but if he never gets it, if he never gets the red panty night, it'd be hilarious.
But why it was smart for him is because he is so old. He doesn't need to fight all these young guys.
He wasn't. He was just fight. Like I said, lightweight. They were kind of squatting on their spots, fighting each other. And now I'm surprised. Like guys like Dustin, I never thought he'd be fighting like a Benoit Saint Denis.
Nope.
But he is at 299. That's gonna be an awesome fight. I just thought they were going to fight each other. All the olds were going to squat in their spots and fight each other, and just get those big paydays because lightweight is the most star-driven division.
Before we get out of here, let's talk about the massive event in Saudi Arabia.
They moved it.
Where's it now?
Well, it is in Saudi Arabia, but they moved the dates because they couldn't put a card together that was good enough for the Saudis.
I'm talking about the bigger card. Champion versus champion.
Oh, PFL Bellator?
PFL versus Bellator. Let's go. Champion versus champion weekend. Let's go. Sunday.
What happened to the wide? We went green.
Oh, that's just because that cable's shitty. But
okay.
It's recording over there.
Gotcha. Man. Are you excited for any of these fights?
We got Pitbull back. We got Bader in action.
AJ McKee's
fighting.
I think Bellator just kind of runs them.
Do they?
That's why the PFL bought Bellator, because it's just a better roster.
It is, but they got guys like I think Lance Palmer.
I mean, let's just kind of run through it, right?
Yeah, bring it up for me.
Oh, Bellator. What do you think about Saudi Arabia, though? I think this is just kind of a jab. No, it was just a jab at Dana for not being able to put a card good enough for the Saudis. They had to move it. I'm sure they're going to put Islam as that's where he's going to defend his title, is Saudi Arabia, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Chimaev will be on the card.
Also, it's a terrible idea to drink a lot of coffee before a podcast right when you wake up.
Do you have to shit?
Oh, so bad.
I mean, half the reason you drink coffee is the shit. I mean, your boy, let's talk about this, Johnny Eblen.
Mm-hmm. Crushing it.
Johnny Eblen is fighting Casagania.
Casual.
Yeah, I'll be real. I mean, he fought in the UFC, but
No idea.
he won the $1 million at
Yeah, the
light
tournament.
heavyweight. But he's fighting Johnny Eblum.
Johnny's gonna walk through him.
I love that everyone's just kind of hyping Johnny up as like, no, he's like really good. They have to like talk themselves into it.
Johnny has to grow some star power and his charisma a little bit. But he's a dangerous dude. He's got elite wrestling, really dove hard into the kickboxing, hits hard as shit. He's got great cardio. He's athletic. You know, he's
When you guys wrestled at Mizzou, how did those exchanges go?
He was young. I caught Johnny when Johnny was like 17, 18.
And
19.
then you can always hold it over him now. Yeah. You can be like, I got him before he was good.
You catch them early when they're still children.
That's why like
It's
Usman
fine.
should have fought Chimaev like 3 years earlier.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of did it with Leon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Leon caught up. I think we
people.
kept running back Usman when the Usman tank was on empty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His
I
knees
think we drove
his
the
knees
Usman.
are trash. But yeah, fight people when they're not at their peak of their powers yet.
Yeah,
Or when they're washed. Either or.
both. You got to get them outside the window. And with different fighters, the window is different sizes.
I do like Johnny Eblin, but I don't know if he would be a top contender in the UFC at this point.
Johnny Eblin runs through Robert Whitaker.
No, he doesn't.
Yes,
Well,
he
maybe
does.
now. Rob's old. Bobby Knox is a little old.
Johnny Eblin beats DDP.
I don't think so. I think we're just sleeping on DDP. With
Johnny
a
Eblin
nose job.
beats DDP. Johnny Eblin does not beat Bo Nickel.
But you're saying Johnny Eblin right now could be a UFC champion.
I think Johnny Eblin right now can beat the UFC champion. Yes.
I don't buy
Stylistically, how they match up, styles make fights.
Mhm.
Johnny beats DDP. Like, what is...
that. Could he beat Chimaev in your mind?
No.
Oh, so you have a higher opinion of Chimaev than I do, I think. Because Chimaev hasn't really fought a true middleweight.
No, I think Chimaev was that sucked out making 70, and I think that hindered his performance.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of watching his training when he's been bigger outside of camps, I've really liked what he's been doing. I think he's a guy who will have exponentially more power at 85 than he had at 70.
We got Ferreira, Ryan Bader. That's, name recognition at least. We got Pitbull, Pinito.
Pitbull's got to be 45.
Pitbull's old as hell. He's washed. Magomed and Jason Jackson. I remember Jason Jackson. That was a bit of a shocker when he won the belt. Yoel Romero's on the card. Let's go.
Fighting Santos.
He is. Actually, there we go. This could be like a historically awesome old man fight, or it could be just awful.
Well, they're both on the juice.
They better be. I mean, Romero, sometimes if he just chooses not to engage, it's going to be the worst fight ever.
But those two together on the sauce? On the sauce, brother? That's gonna take 10 years off their age.
Romero just kind of going back and forth. Yes, brother.
But Santos is going to pressure him. Santos won't let
Maybe.
that happen. Not like he won't dance around like Izzy. He'll come at him.
He might get gassed though. He's just kind of he's never really been the same since the John fight.
Well, no, John put him in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
People aren't the same after they fight John Jones.
So I'm not super pumped about this card. People were kind of. Clay Collard, AJ McKee's maybe fun. Clay Collard lost his last fight though. I bet on Clay Collard.
Sorry, you did that.
But I think AJ McKee probably stunts on him.
Mm-hmm. He's probably him or Bader, probably number one.
Biggest name in Bellator? No. Not Bader, I don't think anymore. Bader's just kind of old.
Right. But I was thinking he carried over a lot of that name recognition. Like AJ's probably their star still.
AJ, maybe even like Patchy Mix for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Patchy Mix is their best fighter in the organization now.
There's something to be said for that.
I would say Patchy Mix would be a champion in the UFC.
I think AJ McKee could be champion in the UFC.
He's been kind of exposed, man. Pitbull's old, and he's losing to Pitbull.
Pitbull's one of those guys who's going to go down as we would have liked to see him in the UFC.
He could have came over with Chandler probably.
But he was already old at that point.
Yeah. So, like, AJ McKee's losing 4 or 5 years after that. I mean, AJ's fine. I think he would be a much bigger star if he was in the UFC. But I think Patchy Mix, pound for pound, is their best fighter in the new PFL Bellator organization combined. But, it's fun. I like these little events. Bellator was doing that with Ryzen.
Mm-hmm.
Champion versus champion, or, like, fighter versus fighter. I wish the UFC would engage in some stuff like this. That way we could actually maybe get John Jones versus fucking Francis.
Maybe in a grappling match, like a UFC Fight Pass event.
I mean, D1 Francis now.
Right?
After his last UFC fight was against Cyril Gane, and he showed those fucking
we do have a big fight coming up in that next UFC Fight Pass. Victor Hugo, Nicky Rod.
Okay.
It's going to be a very interesting no-gi match.
I think Nicky's on another level now.
Victor they fought twice already, and Victor's won both times.
He's going to start entering his peak, though. He's still, what, 22, 23?
No, Nicky's a little bit older than that. Probably 25 now.
Really?
Yeah, because I think...
It's the first I'm hearing of it.
I think his brother's 21 now, J-Rod. He was at Open Mat yesterday.
Yeah, he was born in 96.
Nicky was?
Hmm?
Damn.
No, this is a different Nicky Rod.
Yeah, we can't use Google here.
Because this says he's from Philly.
Nah, he's from New Jersey.
Oh, yeah, he is. Never mind. He was born in Philly. Yeah, this is him. He's 27. Shit.
Yeah.
He's born in Philly. Oh, my brother.
Right? Oh, my God. You like him so much more now.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, this can't be right. No.
Yeah. Anything else before we get out of here?
I'm excited, I guess, obviously, for the next pay-per-view card. That Topuria Volk. I mean, that's probably the most anticipated fight of the year.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest.
And then Cheeto, obviously, Sean in March.
It's the biggest up-in-the-air fight, I think. People could make an argument one way or the other in that fight.
We're going to find out if Volk's old. Because I think, obviously, prime Volk, I don't think it's an issue. But I think he's at the tail end of his career, like at his peak, and then maybe even he's on his kind of downslide.
You say that because he's lost to a
because of his
massive
age.
55-pounder?
Because of his age.
Have we seen a
Just
decline in
statistically,
performance?
right? Like guys that are past 35 in these lighter weight classes, I think in title fights they're like fucking 2 and 35 or some shit.
Yeah, who'd you get that statistic from, Shale?
No, it's like it's not necessarily
On the internet?
accurate, like 2 and 35, but it's similar to that number.
No, I know. I've also heard the statistic.
But yeah,
But
the
you
interwebs, dude. Twitter.
You understand Volk built different.
I'm on Twitter.
Volkanovski.
I don't know.
Nowski.
I don't know, man. I think maybe
Sick
Islam broke
kickboxing.
him. I get that he took the. There was no reason for him to take that fucking rematch on such short notice.
Only get paid.
Yeah, but dude, Islam, you need a full camp for that. You can't just come in on a week's notice and beat him.
Yeah.
And there could have been a bigger build-up for that, right? So, like, if Volk beat Yair, beats Topuria, and then Islam took care of his division, it would have built up a bigger fight for Volk Islam too. There would have been way more hype.
If we thought the divisions were that competitive, where I think we're just giving Islam and Volk the pass, where that idea is waning.
I just like title guys defending their title in their division. I don't like title versus title fights.
No, it's boring.
Just clogs up so much.
Put your money where your mouth is right now, Volk or Topuria.
I'm going to go Ilya Topuria.
All right, you heard it here first. That's been Full Casual. I'm your host, G. This is your host, Dan. This is the most casual take on there. Now.
Yeah, we will be back, I guess. What do you think? The next big... Are we going to come back for like an Apex or...
Yeah, we'll probably come back next week.
Yeah, we'll come back next week.
See you next week.
Fuck it.